As a lot of you might already know, this plant here is called Japanese knotweed. Japanese knotweed is massively invasive and it can wipe out an entire ecosystem worth of plants. It's an annual plant which dies off in the winter and then comes back again in spring. I've cleared out this area here to try and control the spread of it, as it's a massively invasive plant. This is a pile of knotweed that I've already ripped out, and as you can see down there, I'm laying the roots on top of the leaves of the other plants so they can't re-root in the floor and grow into new plants. The small amount of roots that I've managed to pull up with the stems of the plant is nothing compared to what would be underground. The roots of this plant can actually go up to 10 foot deep. As you can imagine, with me just pulling off the surface layer of the roots, this plant is not going to die. But the root system underground has spent a lot of its energy producing these plants above ground. Over winter, as this plant dies off, it sucks that energy back down into the floor where it's used to expand its root network, where it can spread meters and meters off in every direction. So if left unchecked, what was a small area of Japanese knotweed can take over an entire area. A lot of people will frown upon handling the Japanese knotweed problem like this. However, I've travelled and lived all around the UK and I've seen what happens to areas when Japanese knotweed is left unchecked, and I do not want that happening here. This entire area would become completely inundated with Japanese knotweed without anything else able to grow underneath its dense cover. So if you feel the same and you want to do something about this problem, then there's a couple of things that you really need to take note of. Firstly, you should never move Japanese knotweed from where you've uprooted it, as it can spread by cuttings, which means if you put a little bit of this plant down on the floor, it can grow into an entirely new plant. I've made this pile on top of the exact original area where I uprooted it from. That way, if these roots do manage to grow down into the floor and this plant does re-root, it's in an area that has already been colonised by it. Secondly, it's really important to stack the uprooted plants, so the roots of one plant are on top of the stems of another, and this way it makes it even harder for the plant to re-root into the ground. So leave a comment below if this plant is completely colonised in an area near you, because I know we'll get some comments below saying I've never seen it before, so it mustn't be that much of a problem. And also, please like, favourite, share and repost this video so we can try and get information out there on this to as many people as possible. And follow along if you want to see more videos like this one. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day.